So we can actually see from this episode that the reunion could have actually been done in 2 parts. 3 parts, y'all are just stretching it. That's all you did. You stretched it.
And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. I want to pull my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag in all its forms. What,
Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for season 6. It's basically episode 17, which is the part 2 of the reunion for Married to Medicine. And as I said, this is nothing but a stretch. We just took things and just stretched it out. Maybe if you take some of that shit out when you go from commercial break and then you come back in and then you repeat it, take that out, this whole episode could have been put into those spots. You drug this out for what? For what? But anyway, so there's not a whole lot for me to even really talk to you all about, but I'll talk about the little things that stuck out, but this was just a waste. I don't need a filler episode in the midst of a reunion. Now, y'all do better than this generally. This is out of order, but whatever. First things first, they're taking a break after all the shit that went down with Quad and Mariah at the end of the last piece of this. They take a break, and Aydin is just going off. That's what we see. Aydin's going off, and Mariah's having a hard time calming him down, and you can hear Shoot Lucy and Lake telling him, you got a mic? She has a mic on, and just calm down, and wait a minute, Aydin, just go. And he's going off. He mad as hell at Quad. This was a homeless person, and I helped her, and I paid her bills, and this, that thing, and he on and on and on. Shut up, Aydin. Shut up. Shut up. What you so bent out of shape for? Then, when they were going through the little thing before they broke, Aydin came out to the stage and was standing there, and that's what Heavenly was like, Andy, you need to do something. Because we got Aydin over here basically trying to punk Quad and over there making gestures at Quad. And they're like, oh no, Aydin's not going to do anything. And Heavenly's like, I don't give a shit what y'all say. No grown-ass man out here making gestures at her, like basically like threatening her or posing as a threat to her. First of all, ain't nobody really paying Aydin no attention, and that's the truth. Because, fuck Aydin, ain't nobody paying his ass no mind. But secondly, he is out of order. He's out of order. And if she had a representation of a male spouse there, I don't think he would have did that. I don't think he would have did it to Toya. I don't think he would have did it to Jackie, nor Heavenly. You know, well, he walking on eggshells when it comes to Daddy anyway. So I'm sure that would have garnered him a good ass whooping. So just trying to do too much. Then there was another part that struck me funny when they were talking about, when they were backstage during the break, and Grimace and Aydin were talking. And Grimace, he was saying, well, he said to Grimace, you know what? Usually it's always the men, could take and shut the women down. And then Grimace says, well, Quad ain't got nobody to shut it down. What that mean? What does that mean? Is that a good thing? Or is that a bad thing? Do you think that means that y'all can just jump all over her? Is that what you believe, Grimace? Because, see, I don't know about you and Toya. You and Toya are very, very questionable, the two of you all. Very questionable. But I don't think Miss Quad's too worried about y'all. Like she said, honey, I ain't going nowhere. I'm here, and it is what it is, baby doll. You're not even married to Medicine, my dear. She said, oh, yeah, okay. Then told her, you better go and find you a chiropractor. I said, what kind of shit? A mess. And then I'm looking with Grimace and Aydin. We're talking. I was looking at Aydin. And I'm looking at him. And I believe I'm older than Aydin. Mm-hmm. Why Aydin look like he got an AARP card? Aydin looked like he is 72 years old. I said, God damn, you a little stressed out, ain't you, sis? You better calm down, bitch. It's starting to show up around your forehead and all on your neck and stuff. You better stop getting so stressed out with Mariah's shit. Because if you in your what are you, early 40s, late 30s, early 40s, and you sit up here looking like you 72, you know what look comes next? Crypt keeper. You better chill. You better chill. And that's my PSA for today, honey. If you don't want to look like the crypt keeper, you're going to have to chill out. Stop being so stressed out. Because I don't want to come next year on the goddamn reunion and you be giving I didn't be giving the crypt keeper, honey. Because right now, you look like you are aging fast, honey. I'm like, oh, he looked really old. I said, damn, Aydin. And that ain't all just your hair falling out. Because your hair could fall out, you be a bald-headed bitch and still be pulled up. Ask me how I know. Moving on. Anyway, swipe left on them motherfuckers. Toya and Simone were talking. These two questionable whores. They sit over there, they're going to say, Quad and Heavenly, they're pit bullying. Pit bullying. So now they're bullying? Is that it? Now Quad and Heavenly's bullying? Or are they taking up for themselves? Which is it really? Because I don't see what they're doing as pit bullying. See, I think Simone and Toya, y'all liked it when Quad was kind of out there by herself and y'all was getting a chance to attack her because y'all jealous. Y'all are jealous. And that's all I can see. It's all I see. I see jealousy on the hands of Toya and Simone. And I think that's why y'all both wore floral prints, honey, because y'all are green with envy. Two ugly dresses for two ugly acting bitches. Anyway, moving on. Whenever the question was posed when they sat back down, it was this whole conversation about Mariah and Heavenly. And it was the whole your mama thing and the shit about the breaking the glass. You know what? If I hear Mariah tell the lie, one more lie, about that motherfucking glass. Just one more. And Andy's sitting there like he don't know this is a bunch of lies. We all seen it. We watched it. We watched the footage over and over. Y'all have shown this footage more times than anything I can remember in the last 20 years. Over and over and over, we see her break that motherfucking glass. Because did you see how I just did that? Because that's how it worked. And Toya is saying, give me that, girl, give me that. And she laughing, girl, give me that. Don't fucking touch me. Now, I'm going to do that for y'all again. Don't fucking touch me. What do I look like I'm ready to do? What do I look like I'm ready to do? Do I look like I accidentally broke a glass? Do I look like, oh, the glass must have been a little thin and it just happened to break? Or do I look like I'm setting up to cut a bitch? Listen, I ain't got no time for the bullshit. It was what it was, bitch. The shit had gone too far. You had gotten in your feelings. You thought that maybe at this point You had pushed so many buttons that Heavenly was getting ready to rat-a-tat-tat on that ass. You broke that motherfucking glass because you're a ghetto hood rat bitch. And you knew that you needed a little something extra, bitch. So you grabbed that shit and you got ready so you could shank her motherfucking ass. You was ready to shank her, bitch, like y'all was at Muncie. That's what you was ready to do. Now stop all this lying. This Simone, you gonna sit out there and try to clean talk it, girl. You ain't never been sober enough. You understand, Simone? You ain't never been sober enough, bitch, to Olivia Pope us. Not never. Not in 6 seasons, Miss I don't get drunk in front of this crowd. You've never been sober enough, bitch, to actually pull off a good Olivia Pope cleanup of anything for us, Simone. You not that smart, baby. You good at doctoring and gynecology, girl. You're fierce at that. You stick to playing with pussies. Don't play with me, bitch. Don't play with me. That bullshit. You're not no head doctor. You ain't even good at giving head, period. So we heard. Anyway, moving on. I was so sick of that bullshit. I was so over it. So over it. Because it ain't nothing but a lie. It's just a bunch of lies and garbage. But they ended up getting to a point where they said, are y'all done with y'all's public display of all of this? And they both said yes. Mariah said, I think so. Because she lying again. She going to start back up again. If there be another season, she going to start some more. But they both agreed that the husbands being drawn into it was too much. Because they can't control that. See, they can't control it. And I believe, just from looking at Damon and some of what's coming out of his mouth, I believe Damon is up here with that bullshit. And I think it's like one of them things, like if one more thing be said, I'm going to tear this motherfucker up. And if he ever really get loose, I think it would really be a problem. I think it would really be a problem. Very quiet men are an issue. They've always been an issue. You find a man that's very quiet like Damon, you better watch your motherfucking step. Because when they go off, they go all the way left. Now, I'm really here for it. Because I was really ready for him to just snatch Aydin just one time and just twirl his ass all the way into Crypt Keeper status. Like, seriously. Because Aydin, girl, you done did too much. I'm so sick of Aydin at this point. I just want to smack him all in between his eyes. Just in between his eyes, honey. He's ridiculous. He's ridiculous. He's a male version of that wife of his. Honey, just a bitch. Him and her, both of them. Them two, they perfect for each other. Yep. They both are ass whooping waiting to happen, honey. Anyway. So, they said that they're going to leave it alone. It's a lie. Then Simone jumps right back again. Talking stupid. Toya's talking about how, well, with me, when I have problems, I talk to Simone and Jackie and Miranda. I talk to them about everything. Well, that's your Pennsylvania privilege, bitch, to do that. But I ain't doing that. Quad's different. And they're sitting here saying it, she has a different way of dealing with things. I didn't see the issue. If you have a bunch of friends and they're all the same and you deal with them all the same, you tell them all your business and then they all weigh in on everything you got going on. Y'all are not a group of friends. Y'all are not a group of women. You know what you all are? Stepford wives. If everybody is exactly the same and everybody's being dealt with exactly the same, you all are Stepford wives. Y'all are a bunch of fucking robot bitches is what y'all are. That's not even possible. It ain't nothing but another lie. And Simone, do you not realize that Quad and Toya are two different women? Two completely different women. They breathe differently, they move differently, they damn sure look different. They're not the same. So why is it that you expect Quad to respond to you exactly the way that Toya responds to you? Do you know how stupid you were sitting there looking? Girl, are you drunk? Or are you dumb? In the words of Remy Ma, honey. Shout out to Remy. Are you dumb? Like, what is I was sitting there like, what is this shit coming out of her fucking mouth? It just I mean, Simone, all of this, basically this whole season, and so much on these last two episodes, girl, just stupid conversation flowing from your throat. I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. It's, girl, are you dumb? I don't understand. It's just stupid. And then Toya, you are an insecure bitch. You know that? You're insecure and you're delusional. Because somewhere in there you believe that someone may want to actually put the time and effort in to steal Grimace from you. Girl, ain't nobody trying to steal Grimace. Everybody knows that the Hamburglar and Grimace go together like white and rice. You understand? Like chicken and dumplings. Chitlins and hot sauce. Don't nobody want Grimace, bitch. So that whole little situation about her not being able to come to the couples trips and all of this kind of shit. I don't even know why we're having a whole conversation about this, and you ain't got no control over that at all. You can't say that she can't come to the couples trip. The only one in that room that can say that she can't come to the couples trip is that punk sitting at the top of the table that ain't saying nothing. Bravo Andy. And Bravo Andy's a messy bitch. So trust me, if it makes you mad, you better believe she'll have a ticket in first class just so he can get some footage. So I don't know what you and Simone are trying to put together. It's just ridiculous. But at this point, you know, just to be shady, if I was Quad, I'd go and get motherfucking Tammy. And me and Tammy come to the couples trip. So she could be there and they'd aggravate you and motherfucking Simone. Just ridiculous. All of a sudden. I wouldn't even want to be bothered. I wouldn't be bothered with y'all for nothing in the world. If it wasn't contractual, I wouldn't even breathe in the same air y'all breathing. Y'all are shady as fucking shit. Shady. Horrible. And you're showing your hand. Did Quad say she was the star of the show? Now, Quad, I wanted to smack you. I wanted to smack you, bitch. Cause what you needed to do was sit the fuck up there and say, yes, I said it. Cause you know you said that shit. You said it, you know? And then you did not agree that you said it. You said, you know, you explained once this, that, and that, and all of this. Girl, you was bullshitting. But you saw all of this, and they felt some kind of way. I didn't say it no more. But bitch, you thought it. You thought it because there's truth to it. There's truth to it. Yes, bitch, you are one of the stars of the show. You're not the sole star of the show, but you are definitely one of the stars of the show. But you are a big part of the success of this show. And what is the problem? Stand in it. You know better than that. Stand the fuck up, hold your head up and say it. Yes, I said it. I said it, and what we doing? What we doing next? Where we going? What's going on, honey? I'll take a vodka and tonic. Yeah, I said it, bitch. And that's what I was expecting. But you didn't backpedal, but bitch, you did a 2-foot shuffle that I wasn't caring for. I said, I felt like we was on the playground, honey, and I was giving, bitch, and push you back in the circle. Bitch. Get out there, bitch. Don't do that no more. You said it. It is what it is. You said it, and you meant it when you said it. And you had all rights to say it. So fuck it. You said it. Now, what? Anyway, so this is, I'm going to close with this, because this was funny to me. Motherfucking heavenly. When they said, Andy said, well, You know, this whole thing about your mama, your mama, your mama. Well, why can't you stop saying it? Because at a point you stopped calling Contessa Contessa. She said, "Well, yes, I did because I have a lot of respect for Contessa. She's a very respected doctor and businesswoman, and you know she's a respected woman in the community." Well, what about Mariah? You don't have respect for her? Absolutely not. I said, and then there's that. That for me was the highlight of part two. But this part two was a waste of time. It could have all been, this whole thing could have been done in just two parts. The men came out, they ain't really said shit. They ain't really said nothing. Gregory's back. He ain't saying nothing. I mean, I don't really need to hear what Gregory has to say because Gregory lied. Gregory lied, I'm waiting. I want to see if Andy is going to ask him, "Are you a punk, Andy?" Which I know you generally do all right, but you got security. Go on and ask Gregory, "Why did you lie and tell us that you didn't sleep with that woman?" Because ain't nobody addressed that yet. Ain't nobody made his ass admit that he lied about sleeping with that bitch. He's still riding on that he didn't do it. Then he's saying, "What I did, I went to that hotel room. It was out of revenge." So are you admitting you slept with the bitch? Child, who's going to ask the question? How they let me call in? I'll fucking ask him. I ain't scared of his ass. Anyway, I'll catch y'all next week for the conclusion of this shit. I'm about tired of this. I need a break from this damn married to medicine. You're about to drive me crazy. Y'all can drive me to drink. Shit.